The evidence that shows that Katie is a troll, okay? She makes the claim that Steve defrauded the government again. She has no evidence to say this and claims that she does. And hear Katie Paulson say herself for people to go strike Steve. She says that she struck Steve 18 times. I would like people who follow Katie Joy to see the evidence against her so that
I'm not pretending to be a lawyer. I'm simply explaining to you what's in the federal guidelines, what the enhancements are, what the judge said, the details about why you don't get time off if you take a plea deal. And there you go. I've never pretended to be a lawyer.
On YouTubers that we talk about, we're talking about things that are put on Twitter, literally. Majority of drama channels go off of what is on Twitter. We don't get people's birth certificates. We don't dig into people's past, even back to their childhoods. We don't talk about arrests that they had when they were a teenager. So no, please, there are two different things.
Snyder, viewer's voice. I'm sorry that a day in May of 2019, I called you a meth head.
To tell my truth, and I will not be silenced, and I am going to finally share how Tati Westbrook and her husband and James Charles used me to take down Jeffree Star.
Oh my gosh, did this start live without me even, I didn't even mean to press live. Oh my gosh, okay.
Hey guys, watch any good podcasts? Listen to any good podcasts lately? I know. There has been multiple podcasts now about me on a certain reality stars podcast who has a TV show on USA Network, and he is mad at me and has anger at me for my reporting on his family. While I certainly understand that not all people like to be reported on, and I too have at times struggled with how people report on me, I also am confused because I have nothing to offer this person.
To deal with this trash rag who claims to be a writer who tries to pay her power bill on clicks, Katie Joy without a crystal ball, I'm going to deal with her in litigation. And she's going to sit for a deposition, and she's being served. And Katie, yes, we know what we have your address. We're going to have the process server to serve you unless you have an attorney. If you have an attorney, please send that information over to Balch and Bingham and Jonathan DeLuca. You can reach him there at Balch and Bingham. He's waiting for you to send over your attorney's information so that your attorney can accept service of it, so you don't have to be, as you like to post on your social media, people are harassing you. Katie Joy, nobody is harassing you. Nobody gives a shit about you. You're nondescript. But go ahead and call and contact Jonathan DeLuca with Balch and Bingham. Give him your attorney's number if you can afford one. If not, the state ain't going to appoint one for you because you stirred up this shit, so you got to pay for it. Contact him, give him your information so that he can serve you with the proper documentation. And we look forward to sitting across the table from you with a deposition and confronting you with things that you have sent out via Twitter Messenger. Those damn Twitter messages will get you every time, Katie. Every time. And I'm going to make sure that when we post that, when your deposition's completed and we post those, it's going to show all of the people that you claim to be confidants with and that are quasi-celebrities. It's going to show them how loyal you are to them. So I would say people that are dealing with Katie Joy and this without a crystal ball and you're leaking stuff to her, you might want to be careful because what you leak to her, she leaks to others.
So Mr. Chrisley, Todd, is suing Joshua Yates, and his dispute with Joshua Yates revolves around an investigation that happened with the Georgia Department of Revenue and the Chrisleys related to unpaid tax debt, or alleged unpaid tax debt. And he seems to believe wrongly that Lindsay Chrisley feeds me information which then leads me to report on his family.
I have so many things in the fire right now, and I spent all day actually talking to Lindsay Chrisley, and I have so much in my head right now because I need to sort through all of the things that Lindsay and I talked about today, and I have to figure out how to deliver this to you because I feel like I've learned so much about Todd Chrisley, and I just need to sort through how I'm going to deliver all of this to you in a way that is respectful to the relationship I've now established with Lindsay. But I just want to say that I'm impressed every single day that my reach on YouTube can get to people that matter in a case, because Lindsay actually reached out to me after someone connected to her shared my coverage of her on my YouTube channel and on my Patheos blog, and she said that she was like really grateful. And so we chatted almost all afternoon, and she's a really, really, really sweet person. I just need to figure out how to deliver the story to you.
Probably even more amazing though, you guys, is I've never in my life, this is like crazy, but in the writing world, you don't get the same kind of views in the writing world as you do on YouTube. You just don't. It always amazes me the kinds of stuff that people will watch on YouTube but won't read in the news, but I digress. But I had like a very monumental like moment in my writing career because the article that I wrote about Chris Chrisley, because I work on Patheos, which is a faith-based website, but I'm an atheist, so I write on the atheist channel. I don't write about my atheism, but I do write about like the hypocrisy in the world of faith and abuse and crimes that occur with people of faith. And it keeps me very busy. I don't cover just that, but that's one of the many things I do cover. And so when I saw the Chris Chrisley news drop yesterday, I knew I had to get the piece out because I knew if I was the first one on my network to get it done, it would be huge. I had no idea how big it would be because as of this morning, or as of tonight, I should see what it's at. It was at almost 1 million views. 1 million views. I have never had an article in my life have 1 million views. And it has 1 million views. That's like, I cannot even, an article about Chris Chrisley. And I can't figure out why that it's doing so well because everyone has written about this story.
But the only difference is that I titled it Christian Reality Star, and I included articles or screenshots of the things that he has said about faith, about humility, and about, you know, not buying and having big things and extravagant things. And I did that as a way to sort of point out the hypocrisy of what this scheme is in the world of faith. It's like people like Joel Osteen, right? He's like supposed to be a prosperity pastor. That's ridiculous. Prosperity isn't even in the Bible. It's completely against the Bible. The Bible doesn't want you to have any money, for crying out loud. They want you to give all your money to the church. So when I was going through his Instagram, I found all of these incredible things that he had said that completely contradicted the life he led. And maybe that's why this article has been blowing up. But at one point today, it was like I had like 8,700 people online at every single minute reading my article. I will have, by the end of today, over 1 million views on my blog today. I've never in my career had this kind of number ever. I cannot even believe this. It's like insane to me. It's like literally my biggest achievement as a writer. And it's about a story about Chris Chrisley. It's like you never know what's going to blow up. You literally never know what's going to make people want to read.
It's hard for me, based on what's in the complaint itself, to really see what they're talking about. They say in the complaint that this investigator gave Lindsay access to confidential tax information, yet in the complaint, there's no evidence that they provide that actually shows that he provided anything related to their taxes other than updating Lindsay on the case. Updating Lindsay
on the case.
So I'll bring up a photo of, I'll show you a little ditty of the complaint just so you can see it. That's the evidence that's in there as attachments of communications, which confused me because how did Todd and Julie Chrisley get access to these text messages? They're estranged from their daughter Lindsay, and so therefore Lindsay wouldn't be handing over these text messages. So how did they get these text messages from Josh? I'm not a legal person. They're denying it. I still don't know where these text messages came from. I'd love to know where they came from. I bet we'll never find out. I don't think he did get her phone records, no. I think he got like some stuff, but no. He doesn't have all of her communication. Like, that's not true. Her own attorney acknowledges that they won't win trying to fight it. Yeah, that's not true. That's not true.
You know, lots of rumble and chatter on social media, you know, in the last, week or so about all this stuff with this Katie and the things that she posts and the lies that she tells. And so I received
And this you're talking about Katie Joy.
Yes.
Okay.
I received notice yesterday from someone where she had posted that she had assembled the dream team, her legal defense team. Normally it's more, the definition of a team is more than one.
Mm-hmm.
We have a team, but I'm hopeful that actually what she's posted is true, because then that means if she's got a dream team and I have a dream team, then those two teams can dream together and figure out exactly what, who's liable here.
Maybe it's all the lawsuits that have been filed against you. That's funny because there's not any lawsuits filed against me. Well, there's one that was pocket served, but it hasn't been technically filed in court. So there's not actually any more lawsuits. I don't know. That's weird. But lawsuits are not going to end me. Lawsuits don't end me. Lawsuits don't end anyone. I don't know what that's just weird. Anyone can sue anyone for anything. That doesn't mean there's an actual basis of a claim. Okay. How many lawyers do I have on retainer? Your lawyer. Okay, so I just got rid of one and transferred to a new civil lawyer. And then I have a family lawyer. And then I have a lawyer that's in Seattle that I no longer am using that was on the Westbrook case. So that case is over. So technically right now I have 2 lawyers and then I have one that's just like finishing up a case. And then I got rid of a really expensive lawyer. So at one point I had 5. Now I have 2. And I will really only have 1. But I really only have 1 on retainer right now. Wait, no, I have 2 on retainer right now. Yeah, 2 on retainer right now. It is a tax deduction. It is gulp, but it's a tax deduction. It's a cost of doing business. So I don't have 5 anymore. I'm getting, one was removed this week, so that one is gone. And then my Seattle one is over. So I have my bill for that one that I just have to pay, and then that one's done. And then, oh no, I had 4, not 5. No, 5, 4. 4, not 5, sorry. So I had the Seattle one, and then I had the civil guy that was like really expensive, but he just found me like a less expensive, awesome lawyer. So I just got rid of him. So I have 2. One of the ones that's on retainer right now, she'll disappear in not very long. So she won't be around for very long. She is not one that I keep on retainer. Generally, I only keep one ongoing on retainer, and that's my business lawyer who I just hired this week. So that was one thing I was doing this week, you guys. Yes.
So many people are messaging me and whatever and asking me, are you going to sue her? Are you going to sue her? I've already stated, yes, I am suing her.
Todd Chrisley is not suing me.
That is happening. So at the end of the day, you know, we're going to let the system work the way that it's supposed to work, hopefully. And this will go in front of a jury, and we will point out to a jury exactly what this woman has done to us, you know, us being our family, and the lies that she has reported on and the things that she has told. So we're going to let that go in front of a jury, and then we're going to parade in, literally, folks, probably 100 people that this woman has defamed, harassed, you know, and just placed a false narrative out there so that she can get a click on her YouTube channel so that she gets to make money. So when Katie Joy talks about he's not going to come for me, understand this, Katie Joy. First of all, you're a psycho narcissist. I'm coming for you, darling. That one thing's for certain and 2 things are for sure. You can fucking count on Todd Chrisley for coming for you. And I'm coming for you. It's because I've got a team that's pulling together all of these videos that we had downloaded long before Katie started archiving videos. Now, you know, Katie's been going on her channel and cleaning things up. Does you know good to spring clean, darling, in the wintertime?
If you look at my channel, you will notice that I don't report on the Chrisleys very frequently. The last 2 videos I've done have been related to 1, a defamation lawsuit, and 2, a criminal update on his court case related to the indictment. I don't frequently pay attention as much to what's happening with the Chrisleys. I don't actively cover the drama that happens in the family. Maybe a couple years ago I did some, but not much at all anymore.
Had them, but I'm grateful to the Twitter world and the Instagram world because there is such a loathing for Katie Joy that they have made copies of these things and have bombarded our attorneys and us as well with this information. When I start posting my stuff, let's watch the numbers decline when I tag all of her followers in these so that they know what this woman has done to so many people, lying, trying to monetize her social media so she can get paid for the lies that she tells. Katie Joy talks about that she and Lindsay discussed my sexuality. She didn't find in public documents where I am gay. She didn't find that there. She speculated that, folks. She put it in a video. It's out there, just like she said it about so many other people.
But now I'm going to have a starburst. I'm paused again. Oh, I was paused because I went to go look because someone texted me. So, do you ever realize one day, do you ever wake up one day and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm relevant? Sometimes I had that moment. First of all, Todd Chrisley talked about me on his podcast today. Apparently, he's suing me again. So I guess if you have an opinion, that's what happens with Todd Chrisley. But hey, thank you for making me relevant on your podcast again. I hope it drives all kinds of traffic to my website and to my Instagram and to my my YouTube channel. I don't think your daughter has ever been used as one of my sources for any sort of reporting on anything of involvement. So yeah, I guess he talked about me on his podcast again today, but whatever. He's been suing me 4 times. I've never even heard from his lawyers. So who knows? I did a video on him, and I did on 2 court cases. I don't know. One time on his podcast, he talked about my hair, and it was blonde, and he said it was ugly. So I was like, okay, sounds good.
Which means in truth he thought you were Todd.
Probably. I think it's highly inappropriate to speculate on somebody's sexuality in terms of Todd Chrisley, so I just choose not to do it.
Why are people so obsessed about that?
I don't know.
Who cares what his sexuality is?
Yeah, who cares? Yes, you know, I never, like I said, I never watched the show because I got like schemy, scammy vibes from him. I also get the sense that he is not a heterosexual man. He's always evaded that question too. He's always like played and toyed with the fact that, you know, he can have all this. And, you know, that was always the thing about him that I was like, stop lying. Just be gay. Like, that's the one thing I hate, is that when people are so religious that they feel like they can't be themselves. So that was the only fraud that I thought was going on. But now he had that fraud going on, and then he wants to have the appearance of being wealthy. So who knows what drove what here. And then as he makes more and more money, instead of doing the right thing to pay the government, he just spends all of his time defrauding the government. It's insane. Absolutely sane. He could, well, I don't know. I just don't get the straight vibes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sexually fluid, so I feel like I have a decent radar for that kind of stuff. I don't know. That's just me. Just like I don't think Tana Mongeau is, like, straight. I still think that she's literally a lesbian, but she just pretends to be straight. But that's just me again. Like, I'm not going to missexualize her. If she wants to come out one day and say that, that's on her, you know? I always like to ask my gay men what kind of vibes they get, because I swear my gay men always know. They always know. They always know. The Duggars are one of my featured families because they're so out in the frontal of the world, and I feel like at some point we're going to see one of these kids, just one, we know at least one of them. There's 19 of them. The odds are at least one, if not two, of these kids are okay. Second, one of them is going to have a mental breakdown, because that's like that has to happen. Like, and I don't mean like, okay, not mental breakdown, more like one of them has to have like the breakdown where they like literally go like Britney Spears 2007, like shaving their head off, like complete rebellion. And I'm just waiting for that one person to do it. But Josiah is apparently a loose cannon. He was sent away to the camp multiple times under the rumor that he might be. But then he got married. You know, he was the one that broke off the engagement, or his first courting, and then he got married again. Now they're pregnant. But the source said, just wait, stuff is going to happen. And apparently Jim, Bob, and Josiah are not buddies. So if it's not Josiah that freaks out, I want to put some stock into Jana. So Todd Chrisley is 100% gay. And nothing makes me laugh more than hypocrisy of people that are so self-righteous in the Lord, as when they are trying to push this perfect life and they can't do it, and then they get caught, and they're doing everything that they tell you not to do. And I enjoy nothing more than exposing that and pointing out the hypocrisy and reminding people that, like, you shouldn't always just blatantly trust someone because they say they're a good person. Yeah. See, I got another comment about laughing. Laughing. You remember how I laugh at the Chrisleys? This person says, I feel like you're laughing and giggling at someone else's hurt and downfall. I'm new to your channel, but if this is what you do, I will no longer watch. While I want to know the situation and appreciate the info you provide, it really bothers me that you laugh and seem to take some kind of sick joy out of this. Wrong or right, we are humans and should not kick people when they are down. No hate, just stating an opinion, and I'm sad that while I enjoy you, that you would be so callous and biased. I'm not laughing at someone who's kicked when they're down. The only reason these people are down is because they made themselves down. You shouldn't steal money from the IRS and the taxpayers and banks. You're literally, this is like a bank robber. He's like literally a bank robber. And you're telling me that I'm supposed to be like, you're awesome. I'm not going to kick you with your down, because that would be mean. Even though you robbed the bank of millions of dollars, because you've been kicked when you're down, because it finally caught up to you and you lived lavishly and like stole from millions of people. No, I'm going to glorify and be like, thank God you're off the frickin' streets. Yeah, I'm going to laugh.
She doesn't understand why people call some agency, I guess Child Protective Services or something, you know, on her all the time. She doesn't understand why the police come to her house all the time. She doesn't understand why people dislike her so much. She doesn't understand why people on Twitter are so mean to her. Let me let you in on a secret, Katie. People don't like nasty, vile, ugly people. People don't like people who find comfort in other people's misery. People just don't like you because you don't like yourself. Because if you liked yourself, you would not be attacking everyone on social media. Your lies end now. You will not write about the Chrisley family again with your lies, because I'm going to put you out of business. And for any person that's ever had any issues with Katie Joy, that she has falsely accused you of things, or that she's tried to intimidate you by using the system to file false TROs against you, by making up claims that are not true, if there is anything that my legal team can do to assist anyone else who has gone through what we have gone through at the hands of Katie Joy, then I will make our attorneys available to your counsel to turn over what we have, if it can assist you. So we're here to assist anyone who has been harmed by Katie Joy. I mean, folks, the things that we have, all the way from detectives to police officers to fellow YouTubers to just plain citizens of the United States of America, that this woman has gone after, is baffling. And all of these people are reaching out to us because the things that she says are just absolutely crazy. This woman talks because she has no one to talk to. She lives and thrives off of sitting in front of that computer because she thinks it makes her famous. It doesn't. This woman makes a living, folks, off of harming other people, off of lying about other people. That's what she does. And at the end of the day, we shouldn't be rewarding that.
You guys have fostered a community that is built on hate. It is not what I do. It is not the same.
Jim, Bob, and Michelle have bred 19 crotch fruits, and Michelle would probably have more goblins come out if she could, but I'm pretty sure her uterus is shriveled up and dead.
By the way, Ethan's mom has 7 kids. Why the hell do all these anti-vaxxers produce so many germ-filled crotch fruits? Why? And she has 7 crotch fruits. And I'm not judging, but it's always the anti-vaxxers that have 87,000 kids. It's so annoying. It's like 87,000 disease-riddled meat. Ugh. Okay.
I love judging the Duggars or the Dugars or whatever you want to call them and all their dumb crotch fruit. They have so many crotch loin fruits that it's hard to even keep up with them.
And she says, woke folk, watch out for her. She's talking so rude about the family that just got their kids taken away, stolen over a fever. This is her and her husband's profile. Her page is called Crystal Ball. Beware. Anyways, now let's talk about how I did make fun of the family that lost their kids, but I was only mocking how stupid you guys were. I did make fun of the family that lost their kids, but I was only mocking how stupid you guys were for sending out a viral message about how you guys are kidnapping kids that are not being vaccinated, which PS isn't happening. Anyways, I digress. Who knows what's going on with them, because we'll never know, but we do know that your diseased, riddled, meat fruit or, loin fruit children, nobody wants them. CPS is not taking them, and nobody's getting arrested. Okay?
Brandy, when it comes to, we can mom shame when it comes to Janelle. Anyways.
Yeah, totally. I'm in a really funny place with my son right now. He is in this anti-mommy phase. So he always tells me to go away. So I don't know.
My son had me shoved in in this office all day long because he's in this phase right now where he's just really not into me. He's all about daddy. All about daddy. Mommy, go away. Mommy, go away. And then he's like, Mommy, you're always working. And then he's like, Mommy, go away. So if I want to come down and see him, he's like, Mommy, go away.
Is that what, buddy? You have to go to the bathroom, honey. I can't. Mommy's busy.
Okay. That's good. Good, you should ask. I found a website.
Mommy, you should come up. Yes.
I can't. Mom, I can't. Good night.
Mommy.
All right. So,
Mommy.
what?
I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
And
Mom, why do you always interrupt me?
because all that yelling down.
Okay, that's fine. Goodbye.
Oh, you can say, you don't need to say that to me.
Sorry, you guys.
nor expect you to live a Christian lifestyle if you're not a Christian. However, I still want to share my thoughts and beliefs on this topic because you guys have asked.
Girl, nobody's watching your channel unless they're hate watching it like me. Khloe Kardashian. I hate her. Does anyone else hate Khloe Kardashian as much as I do? All right, now, Jill. My least favorite of the girls. I hate Jill. I hate her so much because she's married to Derek. And Derek's such a... Ugh. Derek doesn't have a job because what? That's right. At age 30, he decided to go back to law school. I hate Derek. Hate him. And Jill is just like... Ugh. And I don't... If you hate her, hey, you know, everyone needs to have someone to hate.
You guys have fostered a community that is built on hate. It is not what I do. It is not the same.
My personal opinion is that Katie does do more damage to people's lives than good. Last year at this time, there was a lot of damage done to my life, and I do feel like Katie and her friend, or ex-friend, Uni Rock, are the blame for a lot of it. I have forgiven Katie for the things that she done to me last year. But the reason why I decided to make this video is not to jump on this hate train, is to show a pattern of the way that Katie behaves when you are a target. If you are her target, there are no limits. She will do things that when we hear about the things that are being done, it will make you gasp. It will make you say, what? No way. She didn't do that. Who would do that? But if you are on Katie's bad side, or if she doesn't like you, she will do those things. That 99.9% of the things that Katie is saying are absolutely untrue. They are not accurate at all when it comes to my financials, because she did discuss my financials last year and she did admit that she paid for the information.
And thank you guys, because it's been a really crazy couple months. A lot of accusations have been made against me. Just do your little deductive reasoning. Now, the funny thing is that all of this is public record. All of it. It's in U.S. court. In fact, I purchased all the records. Yeah. So this is where we're at, you guys. I have all the documents. It's all public record. So now there could have been potentially 2 fundraisers that were done by this person under fraudulent pretenses to potentially... This is public because it's in PACER, because it's part of a bankruptcy filing. So if it's part of a bankruptcy filing, it is public, because everything that's in a public bankruptcy case is public. And you can look it up on the PACER website, which is pacer.gov, and you can find all of the documents there. All you have to do is create an account.
I was hoping that when Katie got this lawsuit, when I heard about the lawsuit from Tati, I thought maybe this is what Katie needs to wake up, because Katie has hurt a lot of people since she's been on YouTube the 1.5 years. Now, she says it's because she didn't know the rules and the guidelines to YouTube. But you don't have to know YouTube's rules and guidelines to know not to defame people. In my opinion, that's what she's done. You don't have to know YouTube's rules and guidelines to know not to hurt people. She's hurt people. I know last year she hurt me.
Why did you backhand apologize to Leslie's shitty apology? It actually wasn't a backhanded apology. It was literally me recognizing what I needed to say, and no matter how I apologize to people, you guys always think I do it wrong. Would you have apologized to her if this hadn't happened? I'm calculated. Well, you guys always think I'm calculated, and you always think I do things wrong. So do you think if maybe you weren't so abrasive, you might have more fans? Well, I'm actually not really abrasive. Right now, I'm sassy and irritated and feisty, but most of the time I'm super nice, and if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see how nice I am. I dare you to go live with people that yell at you and call you bad names and see how nice you would be every day. But I'm definitely not abrasive. Abrasive would imply intent. Direct, I'm direct. So was your intention to say, why are you such a bitch?
I have to call Katie Joy out for her YouTube page, because apparently if you don't call someone out for their YouTube page for being bullshit, then you're racist. So she wants the clout. Here's the clout. Her page is bullshit. Check out her YouTube page. It has a bunch of false lies about everyone, not just me. I have a lot of 90 Day Fiance people actually messaging me right now trying to take her YouTube page down. Katie Joy is one person that I don't really respond to because she's so crazy. So I'm not going to respond to it. Stop messaging me and stop begging me to be your friend too. That's pretty pathetic. I haven't messaged you back. You sent me like 5 messages. You can stop now.
When I look at a story, I kind of just think of myself as like an advocate for the person that's maybe getting the shorter end of the stick. And maybe that's why I've been helping Lindsay Chrisley, because I feel like she's being railroaded and everything she's told me is completely checked out. So you guys, can I admit something? I had no idea that Lindsay Chrisley was related to Todd Chrisley, and I didn't realize that's the annoying human being that's on the podcast with Kale Lowry. I had no idea. Literally had no idea. With Lindsay Chrisley then, because I feel like if I should be obsessed with anyone, you guys, I would love to be obsessed with Lindsay Chrisley. I live for some Lindsay Chrisley smackdown, you guys. I live for it. And then she retweeted Lindsay Christie, who is like the least favorite co-host of Kale's Coffee and Convos. And I was talking to Lindsay Chrisley tonight, and I was telling her some of this stuff, and I was like, it feels so good to be validated. And she's like, you have a good picker, Katie. You can really sniff things out. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks, Lindsay. Love you, girl. Hi. Microphone. There's no microphone. Here, let me try. Let's try this again. Jump out and I'll add you back. Okay. Let me see if I can get you to come back on.
So she's a friend. So I say hey. But
no, I've seen your podcast, and
awesome.
I've actually used your website before because you have a list of like all the IFB pastors that have been accused of or convicted of sexual assault.
Yeah.
So I actually.
There is a popular YouTube channel called Without a Crystal Ball. It's hosted by Katie Joy Paulson, and I was watching one of her live streams from my couch in my living room, and was just sitting there, hair undone, just t-shirt, jeans, laying on the couch, watching a live stream. She saw my name attached to a comment, and I was invited by her to join her on a live. I was not prepared to do this. I had never talked to her before. Had never spoken with Katie at any point before this. Jumped onto a live stream, and you know, had a conversation with her. I thought it went fairly well. I gave the information I wanted to give, and you know, felt like it was fine. I hyped her up as I would anybody I presumed was an advocate, and really just encouraged her at the end and told her just in passing, I'd love to have you come on my show. And afterward, my inboxes blew up across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, and tons of messages from people saying to do my research about Without a Crystal Ball, about Katie. I did my research. I found a lot of things I won't dive into right now. Found a lot of things, methods, way that she verbalized things, her tone in some of these cases, her interactions with victims that I was hearing about, reading about, seeing. I was watching her own content, and I was very uncomfortable with the way that Katie handled herself. And I made a public statement because I made a public invitation to her to come on my show. I made a public statement.
I'm about to go off, so I'm just gonna wait for you guys so you can hear me. I am so fed up with the harassment that people receive that work with me or reach out to me or admire my work or want to collaborate with me, because now I had a wonderful discussion with someone who's doing really good work in the IFB, exposing pastors, who has done an admirable job in doing this, who I have respected and used as a source, has haters harassing him into believing that I am a problematic person and that I have done problematic things, and they have directed me to do their research, which is highly defamatory and slanderous. And you do this to me, you haters, because you want other creators to get the leads. You don't want me to have any success. And so you're going to harass these smaller creators who he doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve to be harassed and bullied into believing I'm a shitty person because you don't like me. Because you want the creator that you like, whoever it is, whether it's whoever,
to get the stories that I'm working on. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not upset by him putting that statement out, because it's bullshit. Like, I wish he would have come to me and talked to me, but he didn't. Probably got bullied. He probably got put into a corner where he felt like the intensity was so severe that he couldn't connect to me because he's a small channel. His own research probably included a Reddit that is full of bullshit that is not true about me. I don't have tactics that are underhanded, that are at all problematic in this. All I do is I talk to people. All of these people that end up backing out, they all say the same thing. I did my own research. The guy I had on yesterday was harassed and bullied to the point now that he's done his own research.
I said, regarding the Without a Crystal Ball live I joined yesterday, I have done research since I appeared. Katie Joy's methods have historically been incredibly problematic. I'm disappointed in myself in not doing what I always do, which is research before I share my platform with anybody. I didn't expect to be called on to join her live, didn't think anything of it. I just wanted to encourage who I thought was a fellow advocate. I've never communicated before with her. It makes me sick to my stomach to think I misread the situation or sent the wrong message to anybody. Please know I'm extremely new to her content, not a fan of her tactics, and I've since discovered she utilizes. I'll not be hosting her on my show. My credibility and the credibility of those I partner with is important to me. And so I put out that statement, yeah, that happened. And then I received a message from Katie that says, what you've done proves to me that even today you still lack respect for women. Anyway, you could have spoken to me, but instead chose to publicly humiliate me. And I said, Katie, respectfully, this has nothing to do, and by the way, the reason I'm sharing these messages is because of what's going on today. Katie, respectfully, this has nothing to do with you being a woman. I've worked alongside many incredible women. That's the majority of the people I have on my show over the course of my show, and I was not out to humiliate you. I saw things that were troubling and chose to distance myself. I made a public appearance and felt the need to address that public appearance on a public setting. That's all. Some of my concerns are validated in that you removed your first few kind messages and then chose to send a more antagonistic message when you didn't get a prompt response. I take full responsibility for joining a live without doing more research. That was on me. I said my piece. That's where I wanted the conversation to end. And what I meant when I said she deleted the original messages to me, originally when she messaged me after I put out the statement, it was very kind, and it said basically that she was very sorry. She had haters that were coming after her. She's sorry if I felt threatened by anybody, which I didn't. And nobody responded to me in a hateful or angry way. I just want to make that really clear. And so she had sent me like 3 messages right in a row, deleted those, and then sent me a message saying that I humiliated her, that I lacked respect for women, etc. So then she basically responded and said that there were, oh, here it is. Sorry. No, you chose to be publicly, you chose to publicly humiliate me, then not speak to me based on assumptions about me that are not true. I deleted messages because people use my DMs against me all the time. If you care to address this and actually listen to me, I'm not what they say, but you do and again, I base this off my own research, not what people told me, but you do humiliate me, and it was horrifying to make a statement so publicly to belittle me. I've never been rude to you. Instead, you use sources from trolls who've harassed and bullied me for 3 years of my work because they want you to believe I'm bad. I'm not bad. Instead of coming to me, you took to social media to denounce me, which is akin to public humiliation. I said, Katie, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not on any sort of crusade. I saw things that concerned me upon doing my own research and watching other clips from your program and felt the need to express my disagreement. That's all. There was no personal vendetta because I didn't know her. I made a public statement as someone who has a public show and made an appearance with a public figure. She said, I'm sorry you were harassed. I'm sorry you were threatened by these assholes. So that was the messages that went back and forth. And immediately following that, she went and did 2 to 3 live stream videos addressing me, talking about me.
I'm not going to give him grace in the respect that he made a public statement to humiliate me, and he won't respond to me in DMs.
Which again, as you guys saw, is not true. I did respond to her very quickly and was very respectful in my responses. That's my full responses to her. And so this is inaccurate information. This is a lie.
It's clear that he would rather just believe what he wants about me and then humiliate me and then not give me the courtesy to speak to me. And if you're going to treat a woman like that, all I can say to you, after I've graciously given you time on my platform to share what you do, I had no agenda.
Okay, so again, obviously, as you guys saw from the screenshots, it's not true. I did respond to her. It was within a few minutes of her writing, and again, I was on an airplane going to Costa Rica, so the fact that I responded, I think, says a lot. I could have left the statement, blocked her. Instead, she blocked me and went and did this live.
Save face.
Here's another piece
instead of actually having a conversation. Don't say hate, don't send hate to him. Just honestly, I wanted to say my piece. And misogyny is so thick on in this group that it hurts my heart that it took him no thought to publicly humiliate me with a statement like that, because it's easy. I'm a woman.
So again, playing the card of this, and again, I don't need to defend that. I think I've shown it that I don't hate women. I think I've showed that very clearly. Even though Katie went to Twitter and alluded to the fact that I abused my wife or abused my kids, and that's why she's scared to have men on her show, I still didn't respond publicly because I wanted to let her run her course. I have stayed silent up to this point from what I have seen, and even just recently, there was a video where Katie doxed someone in her own family. She has a history of giving away people's personal information and doxing them. That is well documented. There are lawsuits from celebrities relating to that exact thing. My experience with her was that she did delete a lot of messages. She sent me very aggressive messages. She went on an unhinged, unhinged 3 live streams about me within the course of a few hours, which she then deleted. And so my experience with her has not been positive. But the reason that I want to make another statement is because people are jumping to assumptions. And I know I can't control that. I know I can't control what people say about this stuff. But it's extremely frustrating when I see, one, people assuming that I'm leading some kind of smear campaign against Katie. That's not the case. Again, people are going to assume that I'm running a smear campaign against her. Don't send her hate. Don't go after Katie. My experiences with her a month ago were terrible. The things she said about me were terrible. I'm extremely frustrated with how I was treated a month ago. I'm extremely frustrated with the lies that are being spread about me that began in her live streams. But I saw somebody today on TikTok and on Twitter, I think there were 2 different people, repeating the statements that were made about me back a month ago that were made on Katie Joy's live, saying that I was a misogynist, that I abused my family, and that I am no hero, fill in the blank with all those different things that were said about me. And this is extremely frustrating for me because it's inaccurate. I feel like that goes without saying. The statement she made about me, the comments that she made about me, the 3 lives that she did, making these statements that, alluding to me abusing my family, making these statements that I'm a misogynist, those are still following me.
I said that to him because the men in this cult are dangerous. And it's hard to know which ones are going to be real and honest or who are doing something to clear their name. And instead of coming to me, he proved by going public and making a public statement about me, which was actually humiliating and a shaming me publicly by saying that I was problematic, with actually coming to me and talking with me, putting out a public statement to stop harassment he was receiving. And in order to do so, threw me to the wolves, because in his cult, you don't respect women. Just do your little deductive reasoning. And hear me on this, preacher boy. Taught your whole life not to think critically, and then someone came into your DMs and told you about me. You've got a long way to go still before you're actually thinking critically. Edica's death, to me, is sort of a symptom of this entire problem of getting people to a point where they're larger than life, and then people forget that they're humans. And I was watching Keem, who I have completely determined is a POS, because I don't like him to begin with because of how he talks about mental illness and how he minimizes things, and I think he's very sexist. That's just my opinion. I feel like Keem speaks to a very sexist, angry white man. I don't like him. I don't like Keem. I don't like any of these white nationalists that hide behind the guise of I'm just a guy being a guy. And I feel like these alt-right men have 0 places to go, and so then they hide it under these, like, the guise of they're not alt-right and they're not racist and they're just being funny, and it's not funny. Just like Keem is probably alt-right, and it's not funny for him to mock somebody who has a mental illness, but he did. And who does that? People that are on the very far right. It's not people that are moderate. It's not people that are on the left. It's the people that are very alt-right white nationalists. Wait, is that really Keem? Is this really him? Can someone tell me if this is really him or is this fake? Is that really him? Okay, Keem, can you? Okay. If you want to join Keem, yeah, I'm at, if it's him, Keem, if you want to join. Thank you guys. Okay, well, KEEMSTAR says I have his support, and that means a lot to me.
Without a crystal ball. Yesterday, it came out that Tati Westbrook is suing you. And then you were doing a live stream, and I jumped in your live stream, and I gave you my support. I left a comment and said, I'm giving you support. Today, I'm going to have to take that support back. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to retract those statements. Can't support you, and this is why. When I gave you support, it was basically because I was sued, right? This other YouTuber, Romeo Lacrosse, he sued me because he didn't like me reporting some facts. And I thought this was a similar situation. But come to find out, allegedly, a lot of people saying that you were kind of like stalking Tati Westbrook, allegedly. Like it became to the point where like, it was creepy. Yeah, you know that support I gave you yesterday? I got to take it back. I'm sorry, you can't have that support anymore. I'm taking it back.
All of us creators, I think, I can't say this enough, are motivated by financial benefit. We're motivated by subscribers. We're motivated by views. Any creator that's in the commentary community that says anything that says that they aren't is lying. All of these creators are making a lot of money doing this. All of these creators know that there is more money in being critical of me than supporting me. And in terms of KEEMSTAR, like, do you really think I'm worried about what KEEMSTAR says about me? This is a man that has his own mess, like, period.
Not a crystal ball, I'm sorry, but it has come to my attention that you have recently flagged a bunch of YouTubers saying that they leaked your private information because in their videos that were criticizing you, they showed your email. And you claim that is your private email. So you're trying to get those videos taken down. The only problem is your private email isn't private, it is public, because it's on your YouTube channel in the About section. Not private. What is going on? I saw a video from you couple weeks ago, Katie, where you were like, I'm gonna learn how to take criticism better, and I'm sorry to all these different YouTubers you're feuding with. But then you get more criticism, and you do some snaky ass shit like this. Why? Why are you acting like this? And don't just fucking ignore me. Answer!
And it has literally brought me to my knees, to the point that on Wednesday night, I really was feeling suicidal and was at a breaking point where I truly felt like, because KEEMSTAR went at me again, then I got accused of striking people, which I didn't. I'm still being accused of all of these crimes. And I'm literally at this point where no matter what I say, nobody believes me.
What is that? Okay.
No matter what I say, nobody will believe me. And I literally like felt like I want it. Because, I mean, think of that. Like, who does that?
Without a crystal ball, Katie Joy is very upset because I pointed out that she stalks and harasses and doxes fucking YouTubers. And not just the YouTubers, but all the family members around them, anyone around them. In fact, she got sued for doing similar stuff to Tati Westbrook. I pointed that out. She is not happy. Also, I pointed out that she exploits the murders of, victims on her channel. You know, she's covering this Gabby stuff like nonstop, just exploiting this poor girl and the tragedy that took place to her. But I also pointed out that I told her to go drive drunk again, loser. Ugh. Something from her past. That really set her off. So Katie Joy did exactly what Katie Joy does. She started digging in. She started stalking and harassing to get as much information as she possibly could. And she put out a tweet last night saying, hey, KEEMSTAR, before you bring up someone's past, maybe you should clean your own house. And maybe you should pay your $260,000 that you owe to the IRS. With a screenshot that I owe $260,000 to the IRS from the years 2013 to 2018. What a gotcha moment. She got me. But did she? Because if she would have showed more of the screenshot, she would have revealed that that is paid. It's been paid. Look, people, my taxes are complicated, all right? I have multiple fucking money sources coming in. I have 2 accounting firms that have to deal with all this and handle all this. And what I was just told, because I had to verify everything before I came public to say anything, right? When my lawyers and my accountants just got off the phone with them, I don't owe any money to the IRS, any back money to the IRS. Obviously, you owe this year and fucking shit that's coming up. But I don't owe this bill that she's talking about. I don't owe anything, all right? I found out about the lien. We paid the thing in full. So, this is just more spin, more bullshit from Katie Joy. Fuck yourself.
Yeah. Keemstar's fans are not my fans because I don't deal with apologetic people that tell people to kill each other. Or Keemstar was arrested for arson and he owes the government $264,000. And he's also told someone to kill himself, and then he did kill himself. And he's accused people that have been raped of being not raped, and he loves to defend rapists. So I don't give two shits what Keemstar says about me. Huh. Goodbye, Tanya. It's, if he paid it, then it's literally still on the county website. So I don't know about that. It's almost November, and I pulled that off their county website this month, yesterday. But Keemstar doesn't need to dig into people's pasts, pull up people's records to use it as a weapon against someone. If you don't have it cleaned up, tidied up, if you don't pay your taxes for 5 years, you have been arrested for arson, you are an apologist, you are abusive to women on your Twitter constantly. I don't give a shit what you think of me. Please come at me. I don't give a shit. Nobody cares. Why does he give what I say about him? I have 57,000 people on my Instagram and like 185,000 on my YouTube. He has 6 million. He shouldn't give what I have to say. But he does get what I have to say because I'm a female and I'm an easy fucking target. Everyone fucking hates me in that side of YouTube. So they can all like rally up and be like, oh, Katie's so terrible. I get it. Nobody fucking likes me. Cool.
Dear Katie Joy, it's recently come to my attention that you did a live stream yesterday saying that I don't pay my taxes and that I'm an arsonist, all right? I'm just burning down buildings, all right? In both scenarios, you again are leaving out key information. As far as the taxes go, I already proved it yesterday in a Twitter video. It's been paid, but you conveniently left that out. Like, you're doing that to manipulate people. The other thing you're doing to manipulate people is telling everyone, oh, he's been arrested for arson. He's arrested for arson. He was charged with arson. Okay, all right. Tell the full story, all right? And by the way, it wasn't like felony arson. It was a misdemeanor. And it's not even on my record. It doesn't exist, all right? It was wiped off my record. The judge said, okay, he did the community service, gone. It's not on my record. Go fuck yourself, Katie Joy. Quit lying to people. Quit telling half-truths. And stop drinking drunk. Okay, you could drink, but just don't drive because you got that DWI, remember?
That 90-day post on blast or whatever, I told them it's not cool to like post people's photos or post people's records. Like, don't do that. That's like harassing behavior. And then the next thing is that I was told, well, there was some misinformation that was put out online today, again, about me. So you can just pretty much ignore anything that was said about me doing things or all that stuff, because it's all just googly butt.
I just think it's interesting when someone that has a history of repeated bad behavior will say, don't listen to what you hear, remember who I am.
There's so much hypocrisy. There's so much doublespeak on this like platform. There's so much bullcrap, and I can understand why now people are like, it's very rare to see someone real like you, Katie, because I'm starting to realize the bullcrap that's on this platform.
And I will not ever be like that.
You know, Katie Joy, not for nothing, is a menace to fucking society.
Honey, she needs her internet snatched away, honey, because she does way too much. Like, she dives into people's lives to the point where it's crazy. It's like, girl, you need to go to bed. You need to have a nap. You're very tired. Like, you need to stop.
You remember when fucking Jeffree Star was like, James Charles, you need the internet taken away.
Oh my.
Could have scooped Katie into that.
Okay.
Because Katie is one of those girls who has, I don't know what she has coursing through her veins, what kind of, like, it must be a special kind of motherfucker that's just coursing through her veins, that she feels like she must go to the edge of the earth to get even with somebody. When somebody says something about Katie Joy that Miss Mama doesn't like, she will go to the edge of the fucking earth.
She sure does. She does wait. That's why she keeps getting sued. Like, girl, you are always in the courthouse. You are always getting sued because you're just doing way too much.
And you know what? I wouldn't even like to say that it's like Miss Katie Joy getting even. No, sometimes she's not getting even. She's just minding business that don't damn belong to her.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Like, you don't have to do this, Miss Mamas. You do not have to do
For the
this.
damn views, girl.
No, but, like, people will view your channel if you just had a person... Well, I'm sure you could start, like, a cooking channel or something. So, I bet y'all want to know the story. Okay, so, Mocha, how do you recall it happening?
Like, I guess they've been fighting for a minute. Katie and KEEMSTAR. And the other day, she just decided, like, hey, honey. I guess she was doing some snooping, trying to get even with him. And
Mind
she
the business that don't belong to her.
found that he owes, like, over $200,000 in back taxes from 2013 to, what was it?
2018, 2019?
Somewhere around there.
Some years past.
She posted it, honey, and she was like, before you start coming for me, honey, I might want to pay your damn taxes.
I mean, because KEEMSTAR, I guess, did call her a drunk.
He did, honey.
I mean, but look at the state of her life. Could you blame her? Some people only have so much to hold on to, Keem.
Hola. Oh, you like música, mucho música también. Me encanta Shakira. Es mi música favorita. Estoy aquí queriéndote. Oh, ahogándome. Bamboleo, bambolea, bamboleo, bambolea. Suavemente, bésame. Suavemente, bésame. Te quiero.
From the top, make it wet, make it from the top, make it drop, make it wet, make it wet. We're like, renegade, renegade, renegade. Like, woo! I, again, don't care if you guys are mad at me or you think I'm being a victim. I'm not. But I don't deal with crap. And if you're going to talk about me, don't expect me to lay down. Just don't. It's that simple. Like, really overwhelming because you feel like nothing I say matters because they're going to hate me anyways. It's hard when you have always gotten such joy out of your job and you feel like your job has made people hate you. And it's hard when you feel like you're put in a corner where everyone hates you. And no matter what you say or do, they hate you.
People don't like me, and that's fine. I don't care if you don't like me.
We are providing content to our audiences. And I don't care if you do 77 videos about me, 3,000 videos about me. It doesn't matter to me. And I'm not being hypocritical by just pointing out the hypocrisy. And then they're like, oh, but you have no sense of humor. You don't like it when people talk about you. I don't care. It's by Ali. How many more videos are you going to make about me? I mean, do you find joy in making me into a target? I know that you have been on the receiving end of this, Ali. You know what this feels like. I'm just begging you, Ali, could you please just stop? I've never felt more alone in my life than I do right now. I've never felt more beat down than I do right now. I've never felt more just destroyed. Don't feel sorry that I'm going through this. Please don't. I'm fine. But if I don't say it, then you guys are going to come at me and be like, well, why aren't you talking? Why aren't you saying anything? Well, I don't know. Like, I feel like I can't win here. If I don't say anything, you guys are mad. If I do say something, you guys are mad. I don't even know why I'm crying. It's been a really raw, really bad few weeks. And
it's hard sometimes to like get up on camera all the time and like put on a happy face, you know, and like feel good about what you're doing and feel like you're contributing something positive, you know, and all you want is for someone to stick their neck out and be like, it's enough, you know? I always just try to put my best foot forward, and I always think about how I got through my son almost passing away, and so I think like if I can get through the darkest moment of my life by my child surviving, and getting through some of the hardest surgeries with him and fighting so hard for him, I can't stop. Like, I have to keep going because I've made a commitment to my family. I've made a commitment to my son. My husband was laid off, so really this is our only source of income right now. Oh, my son.
Oh, my son.
And I have to keep going. It's hard when you feel like everyone hates you to keep going, but you have to keep going. Not trying to play the victim here at all. It's not like I'm sitting here trying to like make you feel sorry for me. That's really not it. People have thought like I've not been taking things seriously because I don't show it, or I don't express it, or I don't share how I'm feeling, or I don't show you my anxiety or my frustration. Trust me, like the 5 pounds, I think, or 7 pounds I've gained in the last 3 months is an indication that I am trying to manage as best as I can. And I've never eaten more M&Ms in my entire life. So there's that.
Whether you think I'm an asshole or not doesn't bother me. If you're watching this and you still think I'm an asshole, that's cool. You know, people think I'm thin-skinned and bothered by this. I'm not. What I don't like are when people lie. And when you're just literally lying about things that aren't even truthful. I mean, like, that are really just ridiculous. Like,
and it's like, for what? What did I do? I didn't do anything, you know? I just hope that you guys remember that when you are watching people on a channel, that we are human. Having been on the other end of cancel culture, I want to just say, like, this is the worst experience that anyone can go through. And while sometimes I think it's justified and there's actions that truly do warrant the troll-like behavior and the canceling, these creators that are doing this to me would have realized that, like, they too could be on the other end of this at any time. And it's like some of them are just taking joy.
so like some of the things that you've heard about some of these influencers, where you've heard that they're scam artists or they're conning people, it's 100% true. And it has real life ramifications to the nth degree of millions of dollars at stake now. And their pasts are catching up with them. So when you're sitting on this tea, I can't tell you guys who it involves. The reason why we dig into the reason why I do the work that I do is I want to uncover the information about someone, which means that I need to, at times, look at the past. Because the best thing that you can do if you are a researcher and you are delivering a story is to look at somebody's past. Somebody's past is their best indication of what they will do in the future.
I'm paying for attorneys. It's scary. And what I'm going through right now could happen to anyone. And as easily as it's so easy to go on this hate mob, you know, it's like at some point you just have to ask people, like, you are really hurting my mental health. Like, could you please stop? I don't want to continue. I want to just do my job. I don't want to fight with people. I don't want to argue. But as much as you're entitled to an opinion, so am I. I feel like my voice has been stolen from me. I feel like people are trying to tell me to be silent. The same people that are telling me to be silent are the same ones that are demanding that there be free speech. The same ones that don't want to do deplatforming are actively working to deplatform me. The same people that have accused me of things have done far worse. So if we're really about not deplatforming people, then maybe we need to stop trying to destroy one another. I've never understood this idea of not just staying in your lane.
She's a failed actress. She was an actress in the 1990s and the 2000s and explains her fake tears.
It's hard to watch my channel just fall apart. It's been like the biggest thing and the most important thing to me. It's like watching people no longer watch and click on my videos when I'm working so hard.
I don't care. I don't care about any of the public figure stuff. I really don't. Like I said, you guys are entitled not to like me. I don't care. It doesn't bother me if people don't like me.
You.
Yeah.
All right, Katie Joy, I'm going to put you on. I'm sorry, guys. Because this is going to be explosive. Ready?
Okay.
Katie Joy.
Hi.
So.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't even know you, Katie. Monica, please, nice to meet you.
I am, it's 11 o'clock here. I'm tired, but I saw someone sent me a DM that John was like being dragged, and I was like, oh, yeah.
You have dragged me. Wait.
I dragged you?
Yeah.
There's things that you've done that I've not agreed with, but I don't know if that's dragging.
Okay, so can you go ahead? Go ahead, Katie. Go ahead. So say what you gotta say.
I mean, I've always told, there's things that you do sometimes I don't agree with, but I still think you get good content. You've been doing this a long time, and I respect that.
So you're here.
I am here. I don't have like any nefarious intentions. I just got a message from one of my subscribers that you were getting dragged by her, and I said, well, that happened to me too.
So go into it. What happened?
So she actually reached out to me.
Sharrell?
Yeah. Like in January, she wanted me to be like on her channel with her. And she was like, I want you to come on and you and I can do some like, we can do like this collab, and then like you can come on like every single week and we can do this show and you can talk about Teen Mom. Because at the time I had a bunch of stuff about like Amber Portwood and some of the other girls, and I have a bunch of like contacts within that show. So she was like, you can.
Well, you got known from Teen Mom. Like that's how you got like your platform, from Teen Mom.
Teen Mom, and then like I used to do stuff with like all the Duggars too. Like I've like interviewed Derek Dillard, and like I'm friends with Amy Duggar, Todd Chrisley Knows Best, that kind of stuff. Like I do a ton of different content, not just 90 Day. But Sharrell basically bullied me out of 90 Day because she started a whole bunch of rumors about me for no reason. So she reaches out to me. She wants me to do this like collab with her, and I do the collab, and it goes really well, and we get along really well. And then like people start trolling because I have a lot of trolls, and she allows the trolling on her channel. And then she tells me, well, I'm not into drama. I don't want any part of this. And then she literally says like, okay, it's fine. We're good. We're good. I'm not going to listen to this. I know how trolling goes. I'm not going to be a part of that. And then like, we're not going to do the show, but we do the one collab together. And then out of nowhere, like a month later, she decides to do an entire like expose about me. And she starts like interviewing people that she says I've lied on. And it wasn't even like, it was like Ashley Jones from Teen Mom, Young and Pregnant, but I didn't lie on her. I literally shared some screenshots from a fight she got into with her mother-in-law. And then with Matt BAIER from Teen Mom OG. So she did this whole series. And then after that happened, she decided it was ridiculous. So we got my lawyer involved, and we sent her a cease and desist. And then we tried to sue her because she actually said that I said the N-word, which I've never said. We have so much evidence of what she's done. We tried to serve her with a lawsuit, and she wouldn't respond.
So, like, I have not been like one of your fans because like you have spread lies about me. And let's put that out there. Like, what you did. You just tweeted recently about me, about a source close to Devin, and not to trust that source. Like, I don't know what's going on.
But what? A source close to Devin?
Well, from your Twitter, you were kind of like dogging me. Recently? So my question to you, Katie, is how can I trust you saying this about Sharrell when like I've caught you lying about me in the past? Like, okay, like months ago, like you thought like that fake GoFundMe about my website that I never started was me.
What? Your fake GoFundMe?
Oh, no, please, stupid, please. Let's just be honest.
I'm not remembering. I don't even know what this tweet that you're talking about is because I can't remember. Because I haven't recently tweeted.
You tweeted about like Devin and don't acknowledge the source, because the source was me, saying like, you know, he's been caught in lies in the past.
What?
Just be honest.
I didn't say that about Devin.
Yeah. Look at your Twitter. Monica, your thoughts?
It doesn't matter what. I didn't say the N-word.
I don't have any thoughts because I don't know what's going on. I don't know Katie. I've heard the name Katie Joy before, but I don't know her personally. So I'm kind of out of the loop on this one, John. I'll take a back seat because I'm
okay. Like, you know, Katie, you must know that you're not well liked amongst other bloggers.
Again, sure.
And can you admit that you've been like not nice to me in the past?
Have I said things that I don't like agree about what you do? Yes, but I don't know that like if that hurt your feelings, I'm sorry.
No, you put out like bull-faced lies about me.
What lies?
Oh Lord,
that's because I had a ton of other bloggers that don't like you telling me all of this stuff.
What's going on with the Chrisleys? Like, that was like an issue for you?
Nothing's going on. What are you talking about? Because Todd Chrisley says he's going to sue me.
Yeah.
Nothing. I reported content directly from his public records that are in court. He's never sued me, and he's never going to sue me.
I don't know. Like you know, I have like a very bad feeling about you now because you know.
I report, and then I give you information, and then I use public records and what happens on public platforms from public statements that are made by members of the family, and that's all it is. There's nothing more I can say. But I will say this: utilizing or misusing a subpoena or a court case to attempt to gain access to protected records and source information by a journalist or a reporter, whatever you want to call me, is not okay and threatens my speech as a reporter.
I don't consider myself a journalist.
And as a reporter who talks about reality television, it's public interest to speak about reality television stars that fall under legal hard times, whether it's a defamation lawsuit or a 12-count indictment. As a reporter, I would hope you understand that no one should be forced to provide or hand over sources or intimidated or threatened in order to do so. We should be protected by other reporters, and no reporter should want anyone to be forced to give up sources. So lawsuits are not fun at all. They're super stressful and they are so expensive. That's weird. But lawsuits are not going to end me. Lawsuits don't end me. I'm so happy to announce that a settlement has been reached as to all of the claims between myself and Tati and James Westbrook.
Praise Jesus in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Starting over a year ago, one of these sources in particular had repeatedly contacted me totally unsolicited and provided me over the course of several months with disparaging information about the Westbrooks and their various businesses. It's now my opinion that this person contacted me for the purpose of feeding me and manipulating me into publishing disparaging statements about the Westbrooks to cause them harm. This source then sued the Westbrooks and asked me to break the story about his lawsuit. This source is the Westbrooks business partner in Halo Beauty, Clark Swanson. I've agreed to provide whatever information and physical evidence I have to the Westbrooks about my communications with the sources that provided me with such disparaging information and to cooperate in the Westbrooks' efforts to address some of the damage caused by the dissemination of such disparaging information. My attorney did send a letter, a cease and desist, to Mr. Chrisley and asked him to remove his podcasts, which he hasn't, to no longer speak about me, which he hasn't. So far, you guys, I've been mentioned in court for the Schofields. I'm on Carrie Rivera's Wall of Shame, who's Mrs. Bleacher. Jillian Epperly has sent me letters to the Better Business Bureau and has tried to sue me twice. Tati Westbrook has sent me 3 cease and desist letters and tried to sue me. That was my favorite, you guys. Can we be honest here? Did I ever tell you about this? And I got sucked into the story not because I give 2 shits about James Charles. I do not care. I don't even watch his channel. And before all of that stuff happened, I didn't even know who he or Tati were. Blame Jesse, okay? And I covered her because I could tell she was a scam artist. I could tell it right away that she was lying. I knew she was phony. I knew she was fake. I started looking into her background. It was phony. It was fake. Her husband had tons of convictions. They had tons of financial and tax liens.
Research.
She had like lawsuits, or she had like money related to that she owed for unemployment. You know, there was a lot of stuff. Like, she didn't have this peachy clean record that she portrayed. And then she's promoting like vitamins, like she's some health guru. No, you don't know anything about vitamins, Tanya. So yeah, my 3 letters from Tati was probably the craziest, because you are a YouTuber with 10 million viewers. Why do you give a shit about me? My editors at Pathios, I keep them very busy, you guys. My interactions with Tati actually got me all the way up to the CEO of my company. Yeah, I had to have phone calls with the CEO of a multi-million-dollar publication company.
I reached out to Katie myself and said, listen, I heard your audio and I'd love to tell my side. And then she invited me on her show. So that's how I met her. And having never heard of Katie Joy before, so it had nothing to do with her personally, but I heard the audio. After speaking to her, I had gone on her show a few more times and we talked about marriage boot camp. And we had talked, I can't even tell you how many times, off camera, just on a friendly level. And I'll be the first one to say, I enjoyed talking to Katie. I still to this day do not dislike her as a person. I really don't. But without going into too many details, I got involved by talking to another YouTube person. And I became friendly with that person as well. And I think Ashley could tell you this too. When you're on a TV show or you're in the public eye in any way, shape, or form, we talk to a lot of different outlets. I've never experienced what I experienced like I did with Katie, because once I started talking to this other person, she had a major problem with that. I think she almost felt as if I was being disloyal in some way. And my loyalty wasn't to Katie personally. It was, I like you as a person, but I also like this other person. And once they got into a beef, so to speak, I kind of saw myself being pulled in different directions. So one night I got a call from this other blogger who, in the middle of their beef, which I can't comment on their beef. I can tell you what I've told and what I've experienced, but I don't think that's relevant. That's between them. But it was late at night, and this person asked me if I would come onto their stream, and I did. And she asked me one question. She said, "Have you ever heard Katie lie?" Now, it's a very random, open-ended question. It was 1:30 in the morning. I answered it. I said, "Yes, I have." Well, that set off a chain of events that I can't tell you. I was shocked. Starting with a text message from Katie telling me basically what a piece of shit I was. You know, how dare I say this about her? And I didn't elaborate. I didn't say she lied about X, Y, Z. Most people I've interacted with in life have told one lie or another. This wasn't malicious. I just answered the question honestly. Well, Katie and I ceased talking after that. And that was fine. Then I get phone calls and messages from people that say, "Hey, you need to turn on Katie Joy's stream. She's talking about you." Listen, I've had a lot of people talk about me. It didn't interest me. Matt's this, Matt's that. I'm not paying any attention. Well, it kind of evolved from there, where I think she was trying to get a reaction out of me. She told people that I had some kind of obsession with her. She didn't cross my mind, not even once a day. She wasn't a big part of my life. So she continued to talk about me. People would send me the stuff and I'd say, "I really don't care. I've had much bigger reputable outlets say things about me. I don't pay attention to them. Why would I pay attention to this?" And then she crossed a line with me. And that line was, she contacted my ex-wife. Now, my ex-wife is not a public person. And anybody who knows anything about me will tell you, I don't discuss my personal life. I don't discuss my ex-wife. I don't discuss my children, my family. They are not public people. I chose to be in the public eye. Talk about me all you want. Now, what really bothered me in communicating with my ex-wife after this is the part that really got to me. It wasn't that she spoke to her. It's how she convinced my ex-wife to speak with her. And it turns out what Kate did was she contacted her and said, "I just need to tell you what Matt's been saying about you." And she rattled off a list of stuff that was so blatantly untrue, just enough to piss her off, where she could say, "Oh yeah, well, let's talk about this." Katie said that I publicly said that my ex-wife was a drug addict and that she was that she cheated during our relationship and all kinds of things that I've never said. And in fact, Katie used to get frustrated with me when I would go live with her because I wouldn't discuss my ex-wife or my children or anything. And I said that was the rule from the beginning. I do not discuss my personal life. But for her, in order to get my ex-wife, who's not a public person and does not like to speak to the media in any way, so riled up by telling her, "Just so you know, Matt said this, 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 and this about you," I found that reprehensible. And I then got a message from my ex-wife, which I still have, that says, "I'm pretty surprised at how much she twisted everything that I said." And I said, well, you know, that's just who she is. And I don't think she thinks ahead and says, you know what, attacking these people could be bad. Now, mind you, she didn't hurt my life, and where she may have hurt other people's lives. But you don't cross the line by digging into somebody's personal relationships. Whether those relationships are over or not is irrelevant. It's not fair for her to be judged rightfully or wrongly, by anybody when she's not a public person. And to convince somebody to say certain things by lying and get her to talk is reprehensible. That's not journalism. That's being a very bad person. So that's when she crossed the line with me. And what I found with Katie, and I think a lot of people have seen this, is she promotes herself as an open platform where all opinions are welcome. What she doesn't tell you is those opinions have to align with her opinions, or you're automatically blocked from her platform. And now she's going to blame that person for everything. I was blamed for everything in Katie's life short of global warming. Once she basically tricked my ex-wife into speaking with her, and then, according to my ex-wife, spinning what she said, I had a problem with that. You can attack me all you want. Don't go after somebody that I still have great affection for. Has she been wrong about everything? No, she hasn't. Do I dislike Katie personally? Absolutely not. At this point, I have no personal feelings towards her at all. Do I want to see her fail? No. I want to see her do things right and stop trying to gain popularity by purposely hurting other people. We have families, we have friends, we have a community that we have to live in.
You want to see my new crystal ball? Scarlett got me a crystal ball.
I'm not. Oh, I'm getting dragged. Oh, I'm getting dragged. Okay. No, I'm not. I don't understand this idea that we need to air our grievances and publicly defend ourselves. I'm not published the same way. I'm not promoted the same way. I'm not valued the same way. After I was accused of lying about getting hacked, she freaking admitted that she and her people were the ones that hacked me. Sometimes I just get sick of listening to people talk about me. I love that people talk about me. Keep talking about me. Please. It's so relevant. Especially when people talk about things that are completely irrelevant to me, trying to be relevant. I believe every single person that I've talked to that's been trying to tell people about her, they get hacked immediately. Well, after I posted that video, I had probably 50 to 60 hack attempts into my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. They tried to get into my email. They tried to actually break into my IP, and I got over 400 emails of spam. I also got a lot of criticism from people that were in the skeptic community for daring to share my disappointment that I didn't get credit for that story. It was that combined with some crazy mishaps with some leaders of the alternative health world that led me to sort of walk away from covering that area for a while because of the backlash I was getting. And there's a lot of people right now out there that want to hurt me. He has launched so many people against me in the last year. I'm not the only journalist that he goes after, and so I'm the easiest one for him to pick on. And because of that, he likes to go after me a lot. I actually am a reporter, so you can fuck off. They created a false narrative that I falsely accused my neighbors of a hate crime for sympathy, which is not true. And I knew it was because of the flag, but he finally just said it. Today he finally said it. The flag has been ripped since we put it up. They bent the flagpole. Our house has been egged since we put that flag out. They've silly stringed our house. They've thrown our dogs. Today he threw dogs and he threw us. And he's riling up our neighbors. And then they called the cops on us. And it's they said it's because you're fucking flag out there. Are you serious? It's 2020. Don't come at my parenting. Thanks. Call me names or I'll delete your comments, and don't mock me for fidgeting with my hair. Thanks. It's called Essential Oil Mom. And then when I wanted to leave and I shared my reservations with them, I was ridiculed. I was told that I somehow know more than they do and I'm acting like a know-it-all and I'm not grateful and they did so much for me and I didn't appreciate it. I woke up to a really nasty Facebook post about how I'm a know-it-all and I suddenly know everything about everything, and I'm just one, and she's only she was only still friends with me on Facebook so she could laugh at how stupid I was. Probably one of the nastiest things that someone ever said to me was a woman that worked at a local newspaper, and she's like, you really don't believe you're a journalist, right? Because that's not what you're doing. Concerned with what I'm doing had this on their stream. Yep, that's a crystal ball. They brought out a crystal ball and they said, we've got a crystal ball today. Some people are without a crystal ball, but we always have ours. I don't know why you guys still care what I'm doing. I'm creating a false story that I doxed Creepshow, which is not true. KEEMSTAR was on his channel, on his Twitter, degrading me. He convinced his audience that I was guilty of shit I did not do. You want to believe that I'm a bad person because of what this group has spread about me? You guys are on a hate train and you are engaging with these people.
People calling me ugly, people accusing me of being a terrible mother, people telling me that I don't know how to do what I'm doing, people that say, like, I'm a horrible person, that I'm writing clout. I am told all the time by people in the skeptic community that I'm not smart enough, or that what I'm doing is shallow, or what I'm doing is meaningless, or... Favorite thing for them to do is to belittle what I do and say that I'm just a tabloid journalist, or I'm a fake journalist, or I'm not really a journalist. There's nothing better than getting called a lot of names by people that are that don't really matter to you. And I'm told that I'm arrogant, or I'm this, or I'm that, and then I get people on Twitter yelling at me. And then he says, Katie turned on me in 12 hours. No, you recorded me and you didn't tell me. I've been accused of, like, crazy things. Like, you know, these people do this to me. They say, oh, well, she's the bad person. She actually attempted to sue me multiple times. Both lawsuits were actually thrown out of court. They were dismissed because the court did not have jurisdiction. And you're already saying I might get mad about something. You're already putting this implication out there that I've already done something wrong. Over 50 threats. I have had people threaten to hack me, to destroy me. All of her people are like, apparently she did a video about me or something, and she was like yelling and screaming about me. And now I'm getting like threats in my DMs from her people that she sent after me. My freaking gender has been a point in my intelligence has been hammered at, and like they've made me feel stupid and insignificant. And so when that started happening, I was like, I don't want anything to do with the atheist community on YouTube. I'm not doing the crap that people are accusing me of. Apparently Matt was the person that was telling other creators that I said the N-word, which never apparently happened. Now allegedly, I can't say that for sure.
And you went after her docs, and you put her docs out there, and her bankruptcy, and all that.
I didn't put out any documents about anything. What crimes have I actually committed? Todd, please. Okay? Teaspiracy, you're a piece of shit. Shit for this. But you know what, you guys? If you're giving Manda shit for this, fuck you. Have I committed any crimes? Or you're accusing him of being a criminal? I haven't committed any crimes. Accusing people of crimes with no evidence. It's really crazy. The irony is so thick and disgusting with these people. It's deplorable. Deplorable? Can't stand that she says deplorable. You haters are deplorable. Where's my arrest? It's just deplorable. He is deplorable for what he has done. Really despicable things. It's so abhorrent. It's so disgusting. I just, it's disturbing. There's been a lot of misinformation. I want to be a part of spreading misinformation. I'm involved in spreading misinformation about me to stop the misinformation and spread of misinformation, to fight misinformation. A lot of misinformation. There's been a harassment campaign against me for 2 years. They get a lot of misinformation that's just not true. It's obscene. This is my last video on this. I just need to speak my truth. Moving forward, I'm not addressing this kind of stuff anymore. Like, I'm not wasting any more of my time on this. It's unproductive. And I just want to address the issue head on. What's happening? Screaming at the community to hear me about the situation I am dealing with. I can't even tell you how many freaking subscribers I lost. I lost freaking 2,000 subscribers because of him. I lost subscribers because people said I was lying about that. Jerk my subs. And I've noticed that a lot of the people that are unsubscribing are like the QAnon. Have gone like this. My views have gone like this. People just unsubscribe. I had no idea I had so many QAnon believers that followed me on that channel. And a lot of my haters are oddly very conservative. How many QAnon people followed me? I really had no clue. I had no idea I had so many. So they're all unsubscribing, which is magnificent. They scrubbed my subs, which they did. Both of them got nearly 2,000 subs each out of it. If I lose 20,000 subscribers from this, I just, it's disturbing. I lost subscribers, which, by the way, you guys, I'm not a narcissist. I'm like the exact opposite. I'm an empath. A lot of these men that are behaving like this are the narcissists that like you to believe that we're the narcissists. So she almost addressed the fact that she's a narcissist, but not quite. Narrative right now that I lie about everything, and that's just simply not true. So that's absolutely true. Not lying. I've never seen so many like just blatant lies spread about me. All of the stuff that's being said about me is true, and it's not. Like 99.99999% of what's being said about me is like so false. It's falsehoods and lies. I wasn't lying. I don't think some people don't even realize that the stuff that they know isn't true. People believe lies and negate facts. So if you think I've done something wrong, maybe I didn't do anything wrong. I say people are constantly trying to say that I'm lying about, and I have zero reason to lie or applying negative motive to me. How do you deny reality? Stalk, harass, and berate, been bombarded by people accusing us of horrific things. I mass report people. Yeah, that's not true either. But look what this group did to me. But I have learned so much about like how to spot a troll, what a troll is doing, whether or not a troll is trying to get me to bait me. They admit to hacking me. I'll tell you something that's funny about trolls. So I won't specifically call out any trolls by name because that doesn't matter. There's so many different kinds of trolls. I don't even have a troll army. Trolls involved in spreading misinformation about me, and that's how you spot a troll. These trolls do this. There are so many trolls online. Here. It's like she's deflecting and she's telling you, like, I hate when people deflect and they're not accountable for their actions, and yet she's deflecting. And I'll always deny everything. That's basically all I can say.
It isn't generally that everyone is lying and you're the one that's innocent. It's typically that you're not doing something correct.
I mean, there's a lot of drama surrounding me right now, but, like, it's not anything I'd like to be a part of. Punky looks like she's in her late 60s, so maybe Punky just needs to go to bed. I don't know. Maybe she's tired. No, but you're so mean to people. I'll be mean to people like this all day long. I didn't say your name tonight, tipster. Why are you showing up? I didn't say your name. I didn't say you're harassing me. Didn't mention you. But thanks for the $5 and try to keep being relevant. I paid $3,000 for my lifetime victim card. Make you feel better? Did it make you feel better giving me $5? Maybe if you were the actual victim of something, I take responsibility when I make mistakes. I own when I make errors, but I don't deserve to be abused. All kinds of terrible things to people. So they have been brainwashed to believe that I'm this really bad person. They literally think that I'm a harm to humanity. I don't care what any of these people are doing. I'm asking all of you guys to stop. All of you. Every one of you. All of this back and forth bullshit, it's not healthy for me. I'm not going to be engaging in it anymore. Like, I'm just done. This has been the most stressful week of my life.
Word. How the hell does she know how I speak to women? Has she ever heard me speak to a female before? I don't even know this person. The only way I know of her is because Katie has done videos about her. So your husband can call people the C word. I'll call anybody the C word because I don't give a shit. If people are coming after my wife and saying shit about my wife and bringing our son into this bullshit, I'll call you whatever the fuck I want to call you.
My husband is so chill.
Ooh, somebody said the C word.
Oh my god, the C word, oh. But she's okay with her husband using the R word and then justifies it because she's country and she's not offended by it. Okay.
Go fucking lay down by your dish.
Shut up, oh.